Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you're a content creator, you already know the grind. You pour absolutely countless hours into researching, filming, and editing your stuff. And then, finally, the algorithm blesses you, and a video takes off. You're getting the views, your watch time is totally up, but then you check your dashboard, and nothing. The subscriber count is completely frozen. It is arguably the most common and, let's be honest, the most infuriating frustration of building a YouTube channel. You're getting the eyeballs, but you're just failing to capture the loyalty. But what if the problem actually isn't your content? What if the problem is literally just friction? So that leads us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? How do you take a casual viewer and turn them into a permanent subscriber instantly? Well, today we're going to explore the absolute ultimate solution to this problem. We are unpacking a digital marketing tactic that acts basically like a magic key. It's a simple URL parameter, but when you use it correctly, it completely obliterates the friction between a viewer watching your content and a viewer actually hitting that subscribe button. Here is our playbook for today's explainer. 1. The auto-subscribe secret. 2. Creating your custom link. 3. Branding and tracking links. 4. Best places to share. And 5. Testing and mobile limits. All right, jumping right into section 1, the auto-subscribe secret, removing viewer friction. So what exactly are we talking about here? Well, an auto-subscribe link is a very specific kind of YouTube URL. See, when a viewer clicks it, they aren't just taken to your channel's homepage to wander around aimlessly. No, instead, the very second they land on your channel, a dialog box immediately pops up, directly prompting them to subscribe. Think about the psychology of that for a second. This is a presumptive prompt. It forces a strict yes or no decision right out of the gate. As creators, we usually just sit back and rely on people finding the subscribe button all by themselves. But this hack, this puts the button right in front of their face. If they clicked your link from a blog or a social profile, they were already interested in you, right? This simply capitalizes on that existing interest by massively increasing your chances of capturing them before they get distracted by something else. And the secret is surprisingly simple. Check this out. Sub_confirmation equals 1. That's it. That is the magic key. This exact tiny string of code is the core of this entire strategy. By literally just appending this little parameter to the very end of your standard YouTube URL, you trigger that pop-up dialog box. It's a completely native YouTube feature. It is 100% within the rules, and it is incredibly powerful. Moving on to part 2. Creating your custom link, the step-by-step execution. Okay, so the crucial starting point is making sure you grab the right link. First, you're going to log into your account. Click your profile icon up in the top right and head over to YouTube Studio. Next, just navigate down the left-hand menu to Customization and then click right over to the Basic Info tab. If you scroll down a bit, you'll see your channel URL. Copy that entire link. Go ahead and paste it somewhere you can easily edit it, like a notepad app. And finally, just type or paste that exact code we talked about, sub_confirmation equals 1, right at the very end of it, and make sure there are no spaces. Now, you might be wondering if this works for your specific channel. The beauty of this is that it doesn't matter what state your channel is in. On the left side here, you see the default, super long string of random numbers and letters that YouTube assigns to newer channels as a channel ID. But on the right side, you've got a clean, custom-named URL. It is absolutely vital to know that this parameter works perfectly on both of them. Whether you have your slick vanity URL set up, or you are still rocking that original clunky channel ID, appending that sub-confirmation code to the end does the exact same thing. Now look, if you're a little nervous about typing the code wrong, or maybe you want to integrate this in a slightly more advanced way, you don't have to do it manually. There are free tools built specifically for this. Social Video Plaza has a completely free generator where you just paste your channel link and it builds the auto-subscribe URL for you. Super easy. Or if you're a web developer, Google Developers actually has a Configure a Button tool that lets you embed a native YouTube subscribe button directly into your website's code. And then there are also third-party subscribe to unlock services. Basically, these let you gate a downloadable file or a special link so that your user actually has to hit subscribe before the content is unlocked for them. Pretty clever, right? All right, section 3, branding and tracking links, leveling up your strategy. Just take a look at the massive difference here. On the left, we've got the raw appended URL. It looks cluttered, it kind of looks like spam, and quite frankly, your viewers might be super hesitant to even click on it. But on the right, we have a clean, branded asset. engagevideomarketing.com/YouTube. This is the true power of using link management tools. If you're on WordPress, you can grab a free plugin called Pretty Links to set up a branded redirect right on your very own domain. Or you can just use a service like Bitly to create a nice, short, professional-looking link. It feels way safer to click, it reinforces your personal brand, and most importantly, it unlocks your data. Seriously, utilizing a shortener service like Bitly turns your customized link into an absolute data goldmine. You're no longer just tossing a link out into the void and hoping for the best. You are actively tracking critical metrics. Total clicks tells you right away if your call to action is actually doing its job. Click timing is amazing because it reveals the exact peak days and hours your audience is engaging, which lets you perfectly time your future promotions. Top locations can uncover some wild geographic growth opportunities that you might never have noticed. And referring sources, that tells you exactly which platforms, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, or your email newsletter, are actually moving the needle and driving traffic. This level of data is honestly what separates a casual hobbyist from a pro creator. Which brings us to number 4, best places to share, deploying your asset. So you've got this awesome link, now you need to put it to work everywhere you have digital real estate. Start right at home. Drop it into the basic info section of your YouTube customization so it pops up directly on your channel banner as a clickable link. If you're a streamer, a great trick is to hide this link right behind a 320 pixel wide graphic in your Twitch About panels. It is an absolute must-have for link in bio services like Linktree on your Instagram or TikTok, for sure. You should literally be pasting your branded short link into the very top of every single video description you upload. And of course, embed it across all your WordPress websites, your landing pages, and your blogs. Every single time you type out a call to action asking people to check out your channel, you need to be using this link. Finally, Section 5, testing and mobile limits grounding expectations. First off, we need a quick, slightly humorous reality check. You cannot subscribe to yourself. So if you finish building your magical new link, paste it into your browser, hit enter, and you get a weird error or literally nothing happens, please don't panic. YouTube obviously knows you're logged into your own account. To properly test if that dialog box is popping up, you basically have 3 options. Open an incognito browser window, log out of your account entirely, or, easiest of all, just send the link to a friend and ask them to test it out for you. Secondly, we do have to talk about mobile for a second. Developers on forums like Stack Overflow constantly point out a specific technical reality. On mobile devices, like your iPhone or Android, clicking a YouTube link will almost always force the native YouTube app to open up rather than just opening the page in your mobile web browser. This is an intended client-side behavior that Apple and Google have programmed in. Now, the auto-subscribe prompt generally still works beautifully when it hands off to the YouTube app, but you just need to be aware that mobile apps are going to override those browser settings. You can't really force a user to stay in their mobile Safari or Chrome browser when they click this link. So there you have it. We've broken down the secret parameter, we've mapped out exactly where to deploy it, and we've covered the realities of mobile. The friction is completely gone. So where are you going to paste your auto-subscribe link first? Go update your bio, or drop it into your latest video description right now to start capturing the audience you actually deserve. But before we go, this really leaves us with a much bigger question to chew on. If a simple, tiny line of code can fix such a massive bottleneck in 5 minutes, what other unseen friction points are quietly costing you viewers right this second? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.